How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to make a graph in Google Sheets. In order to do this, we're going to take one of the graphs we just made on paper in our graphing practice and turn it into a digital version. So you only have to choose one, whichever your favorite was. I'm going to do the horrific hookworms because I thought that was pretty fun. To start things off, we need to take a look at the data table that was given to us on our sheet. We're basically going to just copy this into a new Google Sheet. So if you open a new Google Sheet, just like I've done here, I've already started a little bit. I put my first title heading here, and I'll go ahead and just continue that process. So we have the number of hookworms in Mr. Smith. Remember, that's our independent variable. And now I'm going to put in amount of blood lost by Mr. Smith, which was our dependent variable because we measured it. And anytime you have a unit, make sure to include that unit. So here we had milliliters. You can drag your columns to make them bigger so they can fit all the information. And now I'm ready to put in my data values. So I'm going to, again, pull the same data values in my table here on the sheet and input them into my chart here that I'm making in Google Sheets. So we had 10, 20, 40, 50, 70, and 80 hookworms. And then for blood loss, we had 20, 40, 80, 100, 140, and 160. Alright, and now I have a table that looks very much like what I had on my sheet here. So the next step is to make our actual graph. It's a fairly easy process from here. All we have to do is highlight all of this information in Google Sheets. Easiest way to do that is to click on the top left corner there, hold down the Shift button on your keyboard, and then click on the bottom right corner, and it'll automatically highlight that entire area. Now if you're on a touchscreen device right now, you'll have to do that a little bit differently. All you have to do is tap the top left corner and then simply just drag the slider until it covers all of your data chart. Once you have that all highlighted, you're almost done. You just have to come over here to this button. It looks like a bar graph, and if you hover over it, it says Insert Chart. Go ahead and click on that. It'll pop open this screen. Now in the case of Mr. Smith, you know that we needed to make a line graph. So there's a few options that pop up for you. And there's a couple that look like line graphs, but those aren't quite right. We want to use this one down here. That looks like a scatter plot, so the dots have been put in to the graph for us. Go ahead and click on that, and it'll show you your graph. Now, this doesn't look quite like what a science graph should look like according to our checklist, so we're going to have to customize it a little bit. In order to do that, go ahead and click on this tab up here that says Customization, and you'll have a few options here. The first thing we want to do is change the title. That's not the correct format for a title, so in this first box, go ahead and type in an appropriate title, remembering to use the correct format. And that's looking much better. It'll input that automatically for you. If you would like, you can change the fonts and the background colors to make it look nicer. The labels are looking good, so we'll leave those alone. But if you scroll all the way to the bottom of these options, you'll see something that says trend line. Go ahead and click on the box next to trend line and then choose linear. And now we have our nice line in there connecting our dots, and we have a good looking graph. From here, all you have to do is click on the Insert button, and your graph will be inserted into the sheet you were just working on. I'm going to drag mine a little bit over so that we can see the chart and the graph together. And from there, you are all done. You can go ahead and submit this to Google Classroom and move on to the next activity. Alright, go on and try it out, guys.